Hi, I'm Little Asian. Did you know New York City released a data? In New York, a city with a huge gap between the rich and the poor, people living in the poorest neighborhoods live about 3 years less than someone who lives near Wall Street. That is to say, the gap between rich and poor is directly related to the length of life. Do you want to be rich when you know this fact? Or do you not want to be poor? You will surely say it's not that easy. But if I told you that being rich isn't as hard as you think, will you try to find out? I invite you to watch my video to the end. When you watch this video, you will know the difference between the 5 rich and the poor. So smart, you will definitely know how to avoid the trap of the poor. Go the way of the rich. If you are watching my video for the first time, I want to explain to you. This channel is to share what I think is the most important. Some ways and techniques that can help me successfully start a business, invest, and manage money. If you are interested in these, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the little bell. If you understand after listening, just remember to give me a like. Well, the first difference between the rich and the poor. The rich will enhance the ability to integrate resources to the extreme. The poor are working hard to learn technology. Do you know? Schools are a legacy of the industrial age. The purpose is to train employees for the rich. In other words, the school teaches us all kinds of skills, so we can work for the rich. The nobles at that time were to integrate these people who knew all kinds of skill, who can make money for them and who won't. Keep those who can make money, and eliminate those who can't make money. This is the historical background. But with the development of the times, the opening of the market, everyone can make money through the ability of resource integration. But first, you need to understand the simplest theory of supply and demand in economics. Jack Ma once said that opportunity is where others complain. Complaining is because of difficulties and troubles, the emotion that arises. Most people show their helplessness and incompetence by complaining. So rich people can read this information. They know that's what the market wants. Then they will use the ability of resource integration to meet the needs of these ordinary people. Therefore, the people who can solve problems in this era are the rich. Simply put, the rich are willing to explore what other people care about and what they don't care about, then satisfy their desires. What the poor see as trash, in the eyes of the rich it may be treasure and gold, and all this will be reflected in a unified standard carrier. That is currency. The rich are the ones who have the skills to sell garbage for a high price. This is the ability to integrate resources, rather than physical or technical. So, it should now be understandable why Jack Ma would add, if one has capital, there are engineers, real entrepreneurs are missing this and that. That project is impossible to do. The second generation of rich entrepreneurs fail because they had this and that. Do you understand the key to this core? I want you to think about the meaning behind these words, rather than listening. Otherwise, your time will look cheap. R&D. Anyone who is rich are optimistic and full of positive energy. I ask you, can pessimists get rich? Certainly not, because there will be 1,000, 10,000 reasons in their mind. Always be able to keep denying any enrichment scheme proposed by others. But unfortunately, ordinary people often start their own businesses when they are just starting out. Just become such a person. Do you think about it? Many people start a business, but the investment fails. It's that they like to think about things that haven't happened yet. They will think about what to do if they encounter difficulty. What if the market doesn't react? It doesn't work. Think about this. It won't work. So, before they even started, they already had a lot of problems, also doomed them to fail. And these problems may not exist at all. The poor want to have everything ready before they act. The poor think the time is not ripe for anything. They like to make excuses, like to wait. This wait is years, decades, a lifetime. And what about the rich? The rich just choose a general direction and go for it. And the difficulties they encountered came only after practice. Therefore, these difficulties are not imagined by them. They are really in trouble. Because of this, they will know where the core of the problem lies. Only then can they think of key solution. Even if they have no income in the process of starting a business or investing, even lose money, They're also able to maintain passion and maintain a crazy investment of time and energy, because they know that as long as they put all their faults away, they will see the buds of success. Therefore, the rich are full of positive energy. They have a firm belief and big purpose, then immediately start to act and improve as you laugh. It turned out for them. 富银, it is to turn $1 into 10 million, 100 million. I always believed I could do it. Yes, it's that simple. Can you do it? Hearing this, you can consider subscribing to my channel, because my channel is all about positive energy and practical rich thinking. Third, rich people use their time effectively. Hope to maximize the value of time. Life is in a hurry. It comes in a hurry, and it goes in a hurry. Time is very precious. Think about it. In today's society, it will take you 10 or 20 years just to study in school. During this time, most people are actually the same, mainly dependent on parents. So basically, we only have expenses, no income. So, come out and make money after graduation. There's not much left for people's golden time. You may have a family later, represents your need for stable income, so people can fight for. The most suitable time may only be about 10 years. So, the difference between the rich and the poor. Rich people don't waste their time on low-value activities. For example, TV dramas, short stories about parents, all kinds of gossip, trivial matters, because these things have very little to do with their money making. Not much help. They will choose information related to making money to learn. You look at most successful entrepreneurs. They all like economics, management, psychology, history, philosophy, etc. Because they know that as long as they learn human nature thoroughly, make money naturally, and they build assets that change over time. Their assets, because of compound interest, become more and more, so they become rich. And what about the poor? When they were young, when they were the most energetic, they are willing and like to spend their time on the low-value activities just mentioned. Because of these activities, they don't need to use their brains, can bring them joy. When they have nothing on their hands, will look for these activities to fill the spare time. Gradually, it becomes a habit. They are used to living in their comfort zone, and their hard work and execution gradually diminish. When they got married, when they were old, when forced to change by the living environment, it's too late to find out, because they can't compete with those young people. The reality is so sad. How do you choose your life? Fourth, what the rich enjoy is the feeling of spirituality. The poor, on the other hand, are obsessed with material gains and losses. Rich people, they are like a math lover. Whenever I see a difficult problem, I hope to solve it. Rich people want to verify whether their ideas are correct through the reaction of the market. When they're about to lose money, they know the market is telling them they're wrong. They'll fix it right away. And if they're wrong, fix it again, until the market tells them right. When they can make money, they will be satisfied. But their focus is not on making money or losing money, because it is material satisfaction. All they care about is whether their thoughts are right or wrong. This is spiritual satisfaction. Do you understand? This is why rich people always take the initiative to improve things. And what about the poor? The poor want others to direct him. They are not very exploratory. I'll take math as an example. The same math problem. They want someone to tell them the answer directly. They don't want to think. Also not interested in the process of calculation. Just leave the math homework to the teacher. Do you think about the reality? Many poor people see rich people. I just hope the rich will tell them what to do to make money. They want the rich to tell them the answer, allow them to get immediate results. So what they pursue is the material benefits brought by the results, which is money. Poor people work for money. Sadly, even if the rich tell them about the project, told inside what was inside, they still won't make any money, because they don't have the spirit to explore. They don't really like that item. They just like money, so of course they will fail. Simply put, poor people think they can make money if they do the right project. Their focus is what to do, while the rich focus on how to do it. A math test, you only write the answer. There is no process, and it can't be correct. Therefore, we can see some brand name luxury goods targeting the wealthy. Why is it so expensive? It's because they know that rich people focus on spiritual feelings. So, they will create a high-end feeling to satisfy those rich people. For the rich, money is just a tool. They don't buy things because they are expensive. Instead, consider whether the item has value. They have risen to a higher level. Finally, fifth, the rich are willing to take responsibility and have credit. It is also mentioned in The Emperor's a Golden Mouth. Once a word is spoken, it is difficult to chase after a horse. I'm not trying to glorify the rich. In fact, a person speaks credit, keeps his word, and keeps his word. It has nothing to do with the moral character of the person. You have to understand one thing first. We observe every type of person. Think about the motives behind them. Don't jump to conclusion. And history tells us, credit and keeping promises. In fact, it is a tool for the ruling and management of the upper classes of society. That is to say, keep promise. It's just a tool and aim means to be an emperor and an entrepreneur. You have to understand that if the emperor and the boss all talk, it doesn't count. Just go back and regret. No one is willing to die for them. If the group breaks up, then the emperor will naturally not be able to be. So, it's a matter of interest. Not necessarily a good character of the emperor. Sometimes they just have to pass the value of integrity to control the emotions of subordinates so as to facilitate their management. Of course, there are also many rich people with good qualities. There are also some rich people who often go back on their word. There is no doubt about it. But we can observe that most of the successful rich, what they say is what they say. They must do what they say and do what they say. Because of this, others will obey their commands. They can be the boss. This is a necessary condition. However, many people in the lower classes of society do not realize this. They don't recognize the value of credit and break their promises casually. New friends around you often show up late, miss appointments, and write airdrop checks. And are they poor? If you don't count the more willful rich second generation. Basically, the answer is yes. But don't blame these people. After all, this is the weakness of human nature. So having said that, people who can overcome these human weaknesses, they should all be fine. What's more, some people will casually pursue a small profit in front of them. Just be rude or turn your back on others. It's easier for such a person to distinguish that he is poor. You have to understand that if a person has no credit, you cannot gain the support and cooperation of others, and you will not be able to direct others. When you can't command others, it means you have no power. People without power, of course, cannot mobilize the resources of society. You can't compete in this society. Why are some people poor? Some people are rich. This is one of the reasons the fate of man is determined in this way. Well, some people will say, the above conclusions are not from the perspective of the poor to look at the problem, as if the rich are right and the poor are wrong. This is unfair to the poor. I hope you don't have such thoughts. First of all, the fact is that the thinking of the rich is indeed closer to the truth. Because if you don't understand the laws of nature, you don't understand human nature. You can't be rich if you don't understand the rules of this world. The truth is so, you have to accept it, right? And because we want to be rich, that must be from the rich man's point of view. Look at the problem from the thinking of the rich. Like actors, if they want to understand that character, but they can't get into the play, they can't bring themselves into that role. So how can there be an appropriate, correct response to the plot? You know, if you want to be rich, you have to know what the rich don't do, and then to avoid what the poor would do. At least you have a chance to become rich. Of course, it also needs to cooperate with other tools and techniques. That is, some mental methods and skills. If you are interested in any of these, you can subscribe to my channel and turn on the little bell so you don't miss out any skill on getting rich. Also, I need an encouragement from you. I hope you can like this video or share it. Alright, let's see you next time.